Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Sick Beats with Jared and Sofia. I am Sofia, and I'm joined by...
Hi, it's me, Jared.
Oh my gosh, it is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Surprisingly.
In case you're new, Sick Beats is like a book club, but for music. Every single week, we go over a different album, give you our thoughts, and we update our Sick Beats charts.
Yes, this is like my favorite part of the week. Like getting to sit here and talk about some new music. We listened to a fun album this week called RAZZMATAZZ by I don't know how I got here, but I did. What's the name of the band?
It's I don't know how, but they found me.
Oh. I don't know how, but they found me. I'm sorry. It's a long title. I've just been writing down their name as I don't know how.
Yeah.
Because that's how it is
That's
everywhere.
how they shorten it.
Yeah. But that's exciting. We're going to talk about that later. So as Sophia said, this is an interactive podcast. So we're really looking to see what you think about what we're talking about, what we're listening to. So yeah, interact with us on our social medias as Sick Beats with JS.
Not SJ.
And tell us what your favorite songs from the albums we've been listening to are, what songs were absolute flops and deserve to be canceled.
Absolutely.
Or albums you think we should listen to in the future, or yeah, anything. How your day was. If you got a dog today. Did you get a dog today? I don't know.
That's like a very important milestone.
Yeah. And I want to be there for the milestone.
So, Jared.
So, Sophia.
The day that we're recording this is October 28th. And Conan Gray's new single comes out tomorrow.
I know it's like 2 hours away, not even.
Yes. Hey, don't expose how late we're recording.
I mean, it's like 12 hours away. We record so early.
Yeah.
It's 9 a.m.
We're super responsible.
Yeah, I'm super excited for Conan Gray's new album.
Single.
I'm sorry. I'm tired.
And I don't know if we talked about this last episode or just in casual conversation, but his little like teasers being like, oh, I have an announcement tomorrow.
Yeah.
It turned out to be a world tour.
I saw that.
Which, like, why would you go on world tour if you're not coming out with an album, honey?
It has to be coming.
Because it's a 2022 world tour.
So we get the album before 2022 or right in the beginning of 2022.
Also, I just want to express my frustration. Jared and I live in Nebraska. And artists, whenever they come on tour, they never come to Nebraska. Ever.
And if they do, it's like one night and then it gets canceled because Ari's performing Coachella instead.
Or like they come to like Des Moines, Iowa.
And they're like, okay, we got the Midwest cover now.
Yeah. So Conan Gray, I just want to let you know that you're coming to Colorado and that's the closest you're getting to us.
He'll be in Minnesota on my birthday.
But Minnesota's like 7 hours away.
So is Colorado.
Well, up instead of left. I just wanted to express my frustration.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how his world tour goes.
Yeah.
There has to be an album coming though.
Yeah. Why? Like,
you
I don't understand.
do a world tour without an album.
Yeah.
And I mean, Kid Crow came out at the beginning of the pandemic, right?
I think
2020.
So
it's about the time.
Mm-hmm.
This is the fourth like little droplet single at least.
Because I can't imagine him going on a Kid Crow world tour.
Yeah.
Like it can't just be rescheduled. Like, I don't know. I just am expecting a little bit more.
He'll definitely sing like the standout tracks from Kid Crow and maybe some of the B-sides.
Yeah.
But there has to be something coming and I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Speaking of artists releasing new music, Megan Thee Stallion is dropping a mixtape tonight, I believe.
Interesting.
Yeah, she announced it last Friday and I just found out about it yesterday. So I don't know. The album art looks really cute. She's dressed up as a little devil. It's kind of a fun moment. I'll be streaming. On top of that, Keenan Lonsdale is dropping a new song on the 29th, which is called Gods of the Disco. And I'm really excited for that one.
That's a fun name.
Yeah. The whole like campaign is like, if you want to live, pre-save my song.
Oh my God.
And I agree. I pre-saved it. I think Pentatonix is also dropping a Christmas album tonight.
Don't talk to me about Pentatonix.
Sorry, Scott. Anyways, that's about it for like very current
music
new
dropping.
Music. Other than, the very terrifying, daunting November that is ABBA, then Silk Sonic and Taylor Swift, then Adele.
Yeah. Jared, you know what else dropped?
What else dropped?
The Kids Bop version of Call Me By Your Name.
Oh my God, how could I forget? No.
For those of you that don't know, Kids Bop already planned on doing a Kidz Bop version of Call Me By Your Name by Lil Nas X, which if you somehow are unaware, Call Me By Your Name is the video in which he gives Satan a lap dance. And so everybody's just been really excited to see how Kidz Bop treats this song. And Lil Nas X tweeted a screenshot of the lyrics that they decided to go with for the raunchiest part of the song. Do you want me to read them or do you want to?
You should read them because I have more lyrics. I pulled up the Genius lyrics for Kidz Bop.
That's so funny. So starting from I Want to Sell What You're Buying. Mm-hmm. They go, I want to lie on the beach in Hawaii. I want that jet lag from living and flying. Put a smile on your face whilst we're dining.
Why is it whilst?
I don't know. But everybody on Twitter is like going crazy being like, are we in the 1800s? Like, what is Kidz Bop? Like, they could have gotten away with just saying while.
It's the Bardcore version. They took inspiration from the Bardcore one, you know, the
yes.
If you've listened to the Kidz Bop version.
I haven't.
I have. I'm dedicated.
Oh my goodness.
I'm the number one Kidz Bopper out here.
That's so funny.
The pre-chorus, instead of going cocaine and drinking with your friends, what do you think it's going to be?
Pizza and chilling with your friends.
It's singing and dancing with your friends.
Oh, no.
You live in the dark. Yeah, I cannot pretend. They also change Only Here to Sin to Only Here to Win.
Oh, I don't mind that one.
I think it's kind of great. So anyways, stay tuned for the rest of my opinions when this is the number one song on my chart this week.
Singing and dancing with your friends. What do you want to do whilst we're dining, Jared?
What do I want to do whilst dining?
Whilst dying. Dying?
I think I want to be standing in line for my concert this weekend whilst dining.
Oh, you're going to a concert. For who?
Oh my God. So I will be going and seeing Water Parks on Halloween.
Wow.
So yesterday for Monday listeners, hopefully this podcast releases.
Yes. How was your Halloween?
Oh my God. Yeah. Who'd you dress up as?
Yes. Please let us know.
I dressed up as both Shrek and Tinky Winky from the Teletubbies. So
not Tinky Winky.
When I Googled Tinky Winky, I accidentally typed Twinky Winky. Yeah, I'm seeing Water Parks. That's super excited. This is my third time seeing them live.
Oh my gosh.
I'm about to embark on a 7-hour car trip to Illinois.
Very fun.
To see them at the venue I saw them right before the pandemic started. It's full circle. There's no more pandemic, only Water Parks. Yeah, Water Parks is super cool. I'm going to talk about them a lot later. Spoiler alert.
Yes.
But yes, they're very great performers. I like their music a lot. It's a pop punk kind of moment.
I love a good pop punk
It's good.
Moment.
I wanted to talk about, I was going to try to convince Sofia to do a Water Parks album this week, but I felt like it would be too stacked with me being like, I know every single word, and Sofia being like, this is my first time listening to this. So maybe in the future we'll do a Water Parks album. But
sure.
I just felt awkward about it. I was gonna be like, what if we listen to this album?
You know that I would have said yes.
Yes, but I will be seeing them, and tune in next week to hear about what I think about it, because I will have a lot of thoughts. Last time I saw them, an 8th grader bumped into me while I was recording a song of theirs on my phone, and my phone flew 7 feet in the air. It didn't crack though.
Oh my gosh.
I still have the phone.
8th graders are scary.
I know. I think I'm going to mosh. I think I'm just going to push somebody. I'm going to crowd surf dressed up as Tinky Winky.
Start the mosh pit.
Oh my God. As Tinky Winky.
Are you going in costume?
Yes, in full costume.
Oh my gosh.
I really hope Austin sees it and or hears this podcast. I don't know how he would. Austin's the lead singer of Water Parks.
And he's like, yeah, that's Tinky Winky in the crowd.
I really hope he recognizes the Teletubbies in the crowd and is like,
where will you guys be at in the venue?
So it's GA. So we're going to try to get in line early.
Yes.
Because if you're in the pit, you're in the pit and it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. I really hope I don't get COVID, but also I've been to the bars during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So I'm not like too worried about it. Also, I am safe when it comes to COVID. Please don't cancel me. I'm just like every other college teenager. I go to the bar sometimes. Leave me alone.
Well, you're not a teenager, but.
Oh.
I'm really sorry to break it to you.
Tune in next week when Sofia gives me another existential crisis.
Oh, that's what I'm here for.
Oh. So yeah, I'm going to see Water Parks. Conan Gray, Megan Thee Stallion, and Keenan Lonsdale and Pentatonics are giving us music tonight.
That's insane.
And there's so much more coming in the future.
That's so scary. I'm scared. Spooky Halloween.
It's insane.
This is technically the Halloween episode. Do you feel spooky?
Yeah, I'm actually dressed up as I can't come up with a good thing. I'm wearing my YouTube friends merch. So if you're a fan of K-pop reactors, _GG, I'm wearing his Appreciate merch today. You can't see this. This is an audio only podcast, but trust me, I'm dressed up as Ben tonight.
I'm dressed up as myself.
Oh my God, no way. I thought you looked familiar.
Oh. My costume is spot on, huh?
I could totally see Sofia wearing that.
Actually, Jared's lying to you. He is in his Teletubby costume right now.
So this week, I mentioned it earlier, but we listened to RAZZMATAZZ by I Don't Know How.
But they found me.
I almost said, but I got here again.
That's so funny.
I think they should change their name. Just kidding. I'm joking. I'm sorry. This is their debut album. It came out on October 23rd of 2020. It's 12 tracks long. It runs about 37 minutes. Apparently on the physical copies, it's 14 tracks long.
Yes. But the singles that are on the track, 2 of them came out this year in 2021. So I think that there was some sort of re-release.
I saw on Genius that there was like a B-sides release.
Okay. So that's probably what a couple of them appear on.
Yeah, but we're not talking about the B-sides. We're talking about strictly RAZZMATAZZ.
Yes.
The genre is alt and rock.
Yes.
With like, I don't want to say
it has
pop
like synth pop.
Yeah, it's synthy, it's poppy,
yes.
like very slightly. It's got like those undertones of pop.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good listen.
I have some fun facts about this band, Jared.
I love it.
So the juiciest fun facts are that this band was made in secret back in 2016.
It's a cult.
Because the members of the band, their names are Dallin Weeks and Ryan Seaman. Dallin Weeks used to be the bassist in Panic at the Disco, and Ryan Seaman used to be the drummer in a band called Falling in Reverse. So they made this band in secret. The name, I don't know how, but they found me, is actually based off of a line from Back to the Future.
And it makes sense because it's a secret.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. That's why they're called that and not what we got here.
I just think that that's pretty fun.
That's really cool.
And those are my fun facts.
We should start a band in secret with a secretive name that nobody will know of.
Like Sick Beats.
Let's call it Beats Sick. Nobody will figure it out.
Sick.
This album starts off on track 1, believe it or not.
That's crazy.
That song is called Leave Me Alone.
I am obsessed with this song. It's a great opener. When this song entered my headphones and my brain, I instantly thought 1975.
Amen. I
don't
agree.
know if I've told you guys about this yet, but I am obsessed with the 1975. They're so good. In this song, it's the instrumental that reminds me of them. And there's a lot of other instrumentals in these tracks that remind me of the 1975. They're nice and layered, and there's kind of a lot going on, and it's just so interesting. I don't know. I love it.
Yeah. This song starts with an instrument that reminds me of a preset instrument in GarageBand without like any editing to it.
Yeah.
That I could have sworn I've used when playing in like Logic or GarageBand.
Yeah.
And then it like really kicks in the production. I'm just really obsessed with how this song and the whole album is mixed.
Yes.
It is very like nice and in a box. It's very compressed. Mm-hmm. And it's got some like grungy moments and some edgy moments.
Yes.
I agree. This is a great intro to an album, and it really like brings in a nice sound that is going to stay somewhat consistent throughout the whole album.
Yes.
I wrote down a lyric.
I have so many lyrics written down for this album, Jared.
Yeah. I wrote, "You took the money, but the money couldn't buy a friend." The chorus then goes like, "Now I want you to leave me alone." I'm jumping throughout the song. I'm sorry, but yeah. I just think that lyric is interesting. It's like, you can get all this fame and money and power, but like, I'm not your friend.
Yeah.
Like,
there's another line in the chorus that goes, "They say the devil that you know is better than the devil that you don't." And I love that lyric. There's also another lyric in one of the verses that I love because it's so sassy. He says, "Go fly a kite until you're tangled in the hanging tree." I just think it's so sassy.
That's a very sassy lyric.
I find it impossible to listen to this song without like dancing and like bobbing along to it. And this happens with a lot of songs in this album where the beat, it's like the perfect tempo where you can just like lean into it and it's like so easy to just bob along. I don't know.
I just realized this song, when I listened to it for the first time, I immediately started thinking of Love Me by the 1975. I don't know. I think it's the weird synth.
Yeah. And that's why this song reminds me of the 1975 so much. I love synth in songs. It's why I like the 1975. It's why I like Walk the Moon. Yeah. I like the bridge. They do a really good job in a lot of these tracks of breaking down the bridge and then building back up, which is like kind of the purpose of a bridge, I guess. But
they built the blueprint to this bridge.
Yeah. And then you'll hear me say this a lot this episode, but transitions from the bridge into the last chorus are just like stellar throughout the whole album.
On our journey throughout this album, we are brought to the final track called RAZZMATAZZ, which is the title of this album.
Yes. And I just want to throw in that I had no idea how to spell the word razzmatazz until we decided we were reviewing this album.
I had to check it like 12 times when making the graphic on Wednesday.
There's so many Z's.
It's too much. I like this song. You mentioned that like the previous song, Leave Me Alone. I almost said Leave Me Lonely by Ariana Grande. I'm breaking down. This song has a good like rhythm and beat to just walk to. Yes. I feel like the song is stepping.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like a villain, like, ooh,
yeah.
Kind of step.
Oh my gosh, so spooky.
It's Halloween.
This song opens with the word wait, and then there's a pause in the music. And I just love it. It's like little things like that I'm obsessed with. And then they come back in and it's just like the song keeps going. And I don't know, it's just like a fun little moment.
Yeah.
I also have written down that this song is pretty dramatic.
It's a drama.
Yeah. Not as dramatic. There's another song called No One Likes the Opening Band or Nobody Likes the Opening Band. Yeah. That one's very dramatic. But I love the drama in this song. The chorus, Dallin shows us range.
Yeah.
He gets so up there in this chorus.
These are vocals.
Yes. At the end of the chorus, he says, "Cast all your spells, and then you have that good old fashioned razzmatazz." And I love the way that he sings razzmatazz. I don't know. This word is just like so fun.
Yeah.
I don't even know what razzmatazz means.
It's like razzle dazzle.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. I immediately think just like distraction. Like, ooh, look over there. I keep doing visual things. I'm sorry. This song is kind of like a commentary on like mainstream fame and like celebrity culture, I feel.
You know what, Jared? That goes into my next lyric.
Oh my God, really?
Kind of. Some things just cannot be fixed with sparkled tongues and politics. Ooh. I was like, okay, they're talking. Mm-hmm. They, throughout the album and a few songs, a saxophone just kind of like creeps its way into the song, like 3/4 of the way through. And I am obsessed with the saxophone in the song. There's, I think like a saxophone solo takes place of a bridge in the song and it's really good. But the instrumental at the end of the song that eventually fades out, and I'm also obsessed with that part, just letting everybody know. It's so good. I don't know. I love it when, and the 1975 does this too. They use a lot of brass instruments in their songs, and I think it's just really refreshing. Panic at the Disco does it too, especially in their last album, Pray for the Wicked. Is that what it's called?
Sounds right.
Crap, I'm a Panic at the Disco stan. I'm so sorry that I forgot the name.
They're gonna come for you, the Panickers. In the Discoers. I
just love a good alt song that uses some brass.
Mm-hmm. The saxophone solo is very needed.
Yes.
And I want more.
It's so good.
This song also just ends with the word complete.
Yeah.
Which is great. I love when the end of a song, especially like specifically for the song at the end of an album, says like a word that like wraps it up. Like there's a song, I can't remember the name of it, but it just ends with goodbye. And that's great. That's all I want.
Yeah.
I wish I knew what song it was because I can't remember.
Jumping into favorite tracks from this album. My first favorite track is the first track called Leave Me Alone, which I won't talk about anymore because we already obsessed over it. So
I agree. And yeah, I won't talk about it more.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's such a good analysis, Jared.
Wow. You're welcome.
What is your next favorite song?
Hi, welcome to track 2, Mad IQs. I really like how it sounds. I will be honest, I didn't get to spend a lot of time with this album. It just was a busy week. But what I got from it was a lot of fun. I wrote down as a summary for the song, I hate Hollywood and the music industry, and I'm burning in the idea of it.
Oh.
But when I wrote my note, I wrote the movie theater, so I don't know what that was about. This song is just Dallin being like, man, I don't like Hollywood. Why is the music industry like this? I wrote down a lyric specifically. They saying, oh, the apocalypse is coming. Don't you lose all your control, because you can't get into heaven if you haven't got a soul. Which is totally like they sold their soul to the devil.
Yes,
LOL.
I love that lyric. I have it written down.
I think this whole concept of this song is interesting, and I like existing in it. What do you think about it?
I have a funny.
Haha.
Yeah. So I spoke to my boyfriend about this today, just to see if like I was alone in this. The melody in the verses, which I might have to play this song again to like see if you see what I'm talking about. The melody in the verses reminds me of Take a Hint from Victorious.
Oh, I love that song.
Do you want me to play it?
Oh my God, wait, yeah, please. That is hilarious. The verses literally just take a hint, but like half the tempo.
Yeah, it's slower, and then it's just the same thing over and over, whereas in Take a Hint, they go up with one of the like phrases. But that's just like, I cannot hear this song without thinking of Take a Hint, and I just think it's funny. That's
funny. Should we do Victorious's soundtrack for Sick Beats one week?
No.
Damn, I
don't want to listen to Victoria Justice sing.
Hot take.
Hot take, but correct take.
I disagree.
Anyways, getting back to Mad IQs. The melody in the verses reminds me of Take a Hint from Victorious. This is another song where I cannot help but dance to it. Like, I think there's something about the rhythm in all of these where like you cannot sit still when listening to it. They're really good. I have a lyric written down from the chorus. It's just the beginning of the chorus. Come inside, twist the knife like it's something to do. I'm a voluntary victim. And then
that's good.
The end of the chorus, it ends with I'm burning in your mad IQ. I don't know. And the chorus is so good. There's something about it. Yeah. I have no words.
I really like that I'm a voluntary victim lyric in it, because he does hate, because in the lyrics, it's very obvious. He doesn't like Hollywood. Yeah. He doesn't like the music industry. Yeah, he is literally in it, existing in that world.
And then again, I love the transition between the bridge and the final chorus in the song. He transitions on the word IQ and he slides. He does like a nice Billie Eilish slide. And he goes all the way up into the stratosphere. And then he gives us like a little bit more. And then there's like really cool effects on his voice and it like cuts out for a second. It's so cool. And then like the final chorus is playing underneath all of that cool stuff happening. I just really enjoy this song.
It's a really good one. I think this song is very interesting. It's infectious, and I'm gonna listen to it. So, Sophia, what is your next favorite track?
Well, Jared, wouldn't you like to know?
No.
Okay. End of episode. My next favorite song is called New Invention. I'm obsessed with the chorus in this song. It's amazing. I don't know if I've spoken about this on the podcast before, but sometimes I just listen to the 1975 so that Matty Healy can just like scream at me. That's what I like about this chorus. He just is yelling. I don't know. And it's fun. Scream. And I like that the verses are quiet in contrast to the chorus. I think, it allows you, it's easier to listen to. There's more happening. There's more movement. So I just think that was a really smart choice.
Yeah.
Do you have anything?
I'm going to be honest. I don't remember anything about this song because every time I've listened to this album and the song plays, I'm doing something. So
it's just like bad timing.
This has been a background song. And it's mostly because when this song is playing, I'll talk about it a little bit more. But when this song is playing, I'm still thinking about the song before.
No, that makes sense.
So like, I don't think it's grabbed to my brain yet. But I don't dislike any song on this album. So take that as you will.
I have a lyric for you.
Ooh.
I believe it's from the first verse. I need to start tracking where my lyrics are from. But he says, "You've been controlling me through fiction. It's obvious. I've got to break you like a bad addiction." I just really like the lyrics there. And then I have the end of the chorus, which is, "That girl is like an architect and I'm just the new invention," which I think is like, it's interesting. Like, I don't know. I don't really have any other words for these lyrics, but I like them. I wrote them down, and that's why you're hearing them now.
Yeah, he's like changing.
It's like something different.
Yeah.
I don't know. The bridge in this song is really short, which makes me kind of sad, but it's still nice to listen to. And I really like the instrumental in this song. I just kind of like everything about this song.
Hold up. I think I remembered how the song goes. Is it, "I'm having bad dreams and nothing you can do"? Okay, I thought I was just making it up.
Bad dreams.
There we go.
I love it.
Okay, I remember it now.
And yeah, because he's just like screaming and I love it. Anyways.
Anywho, my next favorite song is from The Gallows.
Oh my God, same.
There's a specific part in this chorus that really does it for me. And it is the layering of vocals into the climax of the chorus. Yeah. Yes. So this song is dark. It is literally, this man's like, "I will die or kill myself." Like, you choose. Like, and the whole chorus is about how he's going to be hanging from a tree.
Yeah.
Which is why I think about Katniss Everdeen. In the chorus, they're singing, and he sings, "I'd swing from the gallows and wave." And it is like very grand vocals, but it starts layering. And on that word wave, it's like a like scream of a bunch of singers singing. And all I can think about when I hear that is like Bohemian Rhapsody Queen, just like, you know. That didn't make any sense, but it did.
No, it does.
Yeah.
I think it does.
Other than that, the song's like really simplistic.
It's really short.
Yes. It hits one idea and drives it home. The second verse is literally just like a robot speaking to you.
Yeah. And I'm completely fine with that. Yeah. I'll listen to it.
It really hits the vibe because I mean, I think at that point they're dead in the tree. There's nothing more to say. The robot's just kind of talking now. But the robot says, "Darling, Lord knows you're beautiful, but you're evil. Fact is, you're downright vicious too. But each night I look up at the stars in the sky and I can't help it, but I still wish I was with you."
Yes.
And I
love that verse.
That's very interesting. Yeah. And it's like, obviously this relationship is like toxic.
Yeah.
Just from like the good way he's like, "I will kill myself if you want." And it's just I can't help it, but I still wish I was with you. That's just an interesting, relatable lyric.
Yeah.
Not the dead part.
No.
But the missing you part.
Yeah. I have this down as an honorable mention because it's so short. I wanted to put it in my favorites so bad. In fact, I'm just going to say that it's one of my favorites because it is. It's a really good song.
You just wish it was longer.
Yeah, I do wish it was longer. I love the way that Dallin's voice sounds in the first verse. It's very classic. It almost gives me Death of a Bachelor by Panic at the Disco vibes.
Yeah.
Which
I see it.
I love that song. But it's very classic. His vowels are really rounded and it's just like really nice to listen to.
Yeah. This would be an honorable mention for me if it wasn't for that like blaring of a million vocals being thrown at me right
It's really good. And there's a slide right there and it makes it just more satisfying.
Yeah. And I've been taking an audio mixing class this semester and I just like would love to see the file that is this song and be like, where did they pan this? Yeah. Like, where did they mix? What vocal effects did they use? I think it's really good. And literally the high note of this song is just that high note in the chorus, but I could die listening to that chorus and be happy. There's a horn in this song as well. And it's really cute. I love the little melody that it plays. I don't know. I don't have any other words about that. I just I really like it. Yeah. Me too.
My next favorite song is called Cluster Hug. I love the name of it. It's so fun. And the instrumental in this song makes me feel so incredibly nostalgic. And Jared and I figured out that the instrumental in this song reminds me of the song Tongue Tied. Who is it by, Jared?
Group Love, I think.
Okay. I can't get over how much of a good feeling just the instrumental in this song gives me.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
I really like this one. This is one of my favorites too. I wrote down the first lyric of the song.
Me too.
I just think it's so funny. This man sings, "I'm a teenage beauty queen of sorts." And that's all I needed from the song.
Yeah. I'm a teenage beauty queen of sorts. Then he goes, calculated, cold, without remorse.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. I love the way that this song starts. Another thing that I love about this song is that the first chorus is down an octave. And it makes it so much more exciting when after the second verse, he goes up an octave. You're like, oh, where was that?
Yeah.
Where did it come from?
I love when choruses do that, when they're different enough to keep momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of Have Mercy by Chloe. That's all. This
song really starts picking up at the end of the second verse. I think, more drums come in and a little more energy is given to the vocals. And then we get into that second chorus up an octave, and it's so exciting and it's so fun. I have another lyric. I didn't track where this was from. Again, I'll start doing that, you guys. I'm sorry.
You were right the first time. Sorry.
As charming as we are nothing but pretty trash. And I just like that lyric.
Yeah, that's a good one. This whole song is laced with this weird disease type metaphor.
Yeah.
Which I think is interesting. I think a common theme on this album is toxic love. The whole chorus is just only if you'd like me to, I could fall in love with you. And the whole thing is I can't even tell who the toxic one in this relationship is. Maybe it's both of them.
I mean, probably.
They're both pretty trash according to the verse too. So
speaking of the chorus of this song, it gets stuck in my head in 2 seconds. I'll hear a snippet of it, and all of a sudden, I'll be doing mundane things around the apartment, and I'll just start singing the chorus of the song.
Yeah.
It's infectious, not to tie to disease, but the song is infectious. I can't get away from it. The breakdown of the beat and of the instrumental at the bridge is so fun. They switch it up. It's something different. It's something fresh. They also end the song with something different from just singing the final chorus again, which I also think is really refreshing, and it keeps you in it. So much happens during this song that just keeps your attention. And I think that's why I get so lost in it. At the end of the chorus, he goes, "Oh, I love you so, never let me go." And then he starts screaming, "Beautiful quarantine, circumvent me." And during the word circumvent, he goes up into the stratosphere, which you guys know by now that we love. He serves his vocals. He's screaming at me. And the end of this song is so good. It's such a grandiose ending.
Yeah. I like that beautiful quarantine thing. Something that I've never heard before.
Dallin is delivering me lots of lyrics and lots of metaphors that we've never heard.
I just really like how it sounds. I think the whole chorus is great. And the metaphor is interesting and it's infectious. Pun intended.
It's so fun. Jared, what's your next favorite song?
Well, it's the Kids Bop version of Call Me By Just kidding. My next favorite song is Sugarpills. I wrote Song of the Year next to the song.
Really?
I just really like this one. There is something about this song. This song is not the sugar pill. It's the pill. It's just, I'm addicted. Funnily enough, this song is about being addicted to placebo drugs.
Yeah.
And it's you can't get off of it. And there's nothing that can replace it because it's just a placebo drug. In the verse, I didn't write down the lyrics, but I'm paraphrasing. But he starts just counting down. He's like 2, 4, 8, 10.
Yeah.
And he's just counting off I take all of these pills and they're not enough.
I love the lyric. I believe it's the second verse. He goes, "A quick fix. It's a cheap trick. Get yourself a pseudoscientific little fiction." And then he starts counting again and he's like, "Oh, I'm losing count. Is it all in my head?
It's so many. Yeah. The chorus goes, sugar, sugar pills, give me something more for my wild imagination. And then the rest of the chorus goes, tell me that you're more than a sick fascination. I just think it's so interesting.
I love the chorus of this song.
Yes. And throughout like the intro and like the post chorus, we get this like almost chromatic scale type sound where they're like going down like each note, and it's like really funky. It clashes a little in all of the right ways. I don't know what it is, but it just something about it is just like it's an earworm.
Yeah.
And I think it's because that's by design, because it's all about being addicted.
Yeah.
I just I'm gravitating towards this song.
No, I agree. I'm biased towards the chorus in the song. I like in the verses when he like randomly goes up. There's especially in the first verse, he opens with, he takes one to make him feel better. And then he says, I take two despite any directions. And when he says take two, he goes like way up. Like, and it's like a surprise. But I think that that's really fun.
Yeah. The bridge says, oh, you're with me all the time, always in the back of my mind. Further playing on that, like, idea of addiction.
Yeah. This
could be a huge metaphor, or it could be just realistic and being like, oh, I'm actually just addicted to placebos. Yeah. I just really like this one. It's yeah, that's all from my favorite tracks. But do you have any more favorite tracks, Sophia?
I do. I have one more.
Oh my God.
And it's Kiss Goodnight.
Ooh.
I am obsessed with this song. Starting off right off the bat in the verses, Dallin does some really cool like inflections where some of it is quiet, some parts of the verses and phrases get a little louder. And like we've kind of mentioned before, that keeps you in it. This song is really cute. And before I get into any lyrics, if you've listened to this song, you might agree with me, but I think that this song would absolutely be played in a movie adaptation of a John Green young adult like romance book.
Oh my God. Yeah. I don't remember how the song goes, but yeah.
I think it also belongs in like a sappy, like teenage Netflix original.
The Kissing Booth 4.5.
Yes. Like there's something about the song and that it makes me kind of embarrassed to like it so much because I hate sappy, like cute love songs. But I'm obsessed with this song. It's got really cute lyrics in it. I have written down that it feels really young and carefree and like nothing else in the world matters. It's just you and this person. But going back to my movie adaptation of a John Green young adult novel, I feel like this song would play like at the school dance.
And they're like, oh my God.
And like
dance with me.
They're across from each other, like in the gym, and their eyes meet. And then Dallin Weeks just starts saying, I hope we kiss good night. Like but he starts singing like once they get close to each other and they like start dancing, and then the song is just like playing and it like gets loud and we're like, oh my God.
And then if I were directing the movie, the vocals would stop and the instrumental would play, and then you just hear a couple fighting in the background, but they're still dancing. Like the main couple's still dancing and happy, but you hear like, I can't believe you kissed her, and then she runs away.
Oh my God, the drama.
I live for it.
Do you have any words before I get into the lyrics that I wrote down?
I do not really have any words. I think, again, I have not spent too much time with this album, unfortunately. And I think this song gets overshadowed by Sugarpills because it comes directly after it. And I'm really obsessed with Sugarpills, but I like it.
But no, we need to play this song in the car later because like you need to visualize like the Netflix original thing that I'm talking about. Like I think it's the beat and just like the nature of the chorus itself. Like it just belongs in a young adult film. Yeah. Like I don't know.
Give me some lyrics.
Getting into some lyrics because there's so many cute lyrics in this freaking song. From the first verse, we open with, no, I don't care. And he comes in yelling. Like, don't yell at me.
Calm down. It's only second one.
It's been 5 seconds, Dallin. Come on.
Literally breathe, please.
He says, no, I don't care about anything at all, but I still stop and stare every time that you call. Which is like, aw. It's like a depressed, like, man, person, whoever, who, like, doesn't care about anything because they're, like, so angsty, you know? They're like, everybody sucks. And then this one person calls them and they're like, oh. Jared just motioned to like smoking a cigarette and like rolling his eyes. And that's like perfect for the description of the main character of the song. But then that one person that calls and they're like, oh, and then their cold, dead heart starts beating.
They put the cigarette in the ashtray.
Another one from the first verse is, so if you've got to spend your time, oh, won't you spend it with me?
That's romance.
It is.
That's really cute.
It's just like, please. And I also just want to say that throughout the song, the main character of this song is being so respectful and like such a gentleman, which Dallin references later. But it's just like, he's just really being respectful. So then the chorus, which this is literally just the whole chorus, but is, I hope we kiss goodnight. It might just end my life. Like, that's how obsessed you are with this person. But if you think that it's right, I hope we kiss goodnight. And I love that he threw in that but if you think that it's right. Consent. We love a respectful romance. From the second verse, I have written down, should you invite me in to spend the night on the floor? Oh, please believe I'll be a gentleman, or you can show me the door. It's like going back to that respect thing where like, should you invite me in? Like, I'll sleep on the floor. I'm not trying to overstep any boundaries. And if you're uncomfortable, I'll back off. And I think that's just like a really important thing to highlight in a song. And then there's just like a really, really cute lyric at the end of the second verse where he says, no, I don't want to spend my life with anyone else. Which is like, oh my goodness.
That's so cute.
Anyways, sorry for reading you the entire song. These lyrics are just really cute. Do you have any other thoughts about Kiss Goodnight before we move on?
My thought is I should listen to it again.
You should.
So that is about all we have for our favorite tracks. Sophia, is there any track on this album that you would classify as the least favorite track?
There is one. And it's not because it's bad. And maybe I should put it in honorable mentions. But I have Need You Here on my least favorite tracks. It just doesn't do much for me. The bridge, though, I really enjoy from this song. There is like a random feminine voice that comes in like on the bridge.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from or who it is or like what. Like, I don't understand.
Okay, sorry to interrupt you.
No.
I'm on Genius looking at the lyrics because I do that with every song when we're talking about it. According to the About section on Genius, this song is dedicated to Dallin's children. I don't know how to say her name, but I think it's Emily and Knox. And the female vocal on the song is his daughter, Emily.
Well, there's like kind of recordings of like a little girl saying things. And you can tell, like I got from this song that it was about his children or like at least one child. I didn't know he had multiple, but it's very, very obvious from like the little girl talking in the song and just like the vibe that you get from the song that it's about his kids. Yeah. Like I need you here, stuff like that. There is a like distinguishable, like female or feminine sounding, like singing voice in the bridge.
I'm telling you, it's his daughter.
Is it?
Yes.
But like, how old is she?
I don't know.
Because that's like a mature voice. Like it's not just some like little girl talking like is in the rest of the song. It just like comes out of left field. Yeah. I'm like, who is this and why don't we have like a credit for it somewhere?
There's no other like female vocal on this album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This song also gives me 21 Pilots vibes, and I just don't like that kind of vibe anymore. I don't know.
Valid.
Yeah. That's all.
Since I didn't get a lot of time to spend with this album, I feel like it would be unfair for me to put any song under the category of least favorites.
Because like you don't really know yet.
Yeah.
Moving in to honorable mentions for this album. Jared, why don't you go first?
The first song I have under my honorable mentions is Nobody Likes the Opening Band. This song, I would never listen to it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to be frank. Like, this is not a song I'm going to go out of my way to listen to.
No, I completely agree with that.
But it does something for me. So this song's concept is all just about like, I'm picturing this as like a musical movie. And it's like, this is their A Star Is Born, but at the beginning, and they're like singing in a bar, right?
Okay.
You know, and so the whole song is like, I'm the opener for the main act.
Yeah.
Nobody likes me. Nobody came here for me.
Yeah. Like
but
my
I'm
career
here.
is going to end anyways.
Yeah,
because
and
nobody likes.
I'm singing. I wrote like take pity on the opening bands because no one came to see them except their mom and dad.
I thought that line was so funny.
Yeah, this song is just very theatrical in the way it's performed. I think it's interesting. Everybody starts at this point when they're doing music. You have to be somebody's opening act before you are the main act.
Yeah.
Apparently they would perform this song at like small shows before it originally like officially released. I don't know if that's when they were like not really like a name yet or whatnot, but I like that idea of being like, nobody likes the opening band as you're the opening band.
Yeah,
like
that's
singing the song as the opening band is camp. That's it. Like, I don't know. There's something about it. There's vocals on the song. It ends with like a crazy like high note and that like falls down. And I just physically fell down with it because it just feels like you're falling down the stairs.
Yeah.
Like it's a bounce.
And I love during the end and throughout the song, they use like a grand piano, which is something that we don't find throughout the rest of the album.
Yeah.
And so it's just like this song really stands out. I agree with you. I would never listen to this song casually, but like as an experience listening to the album in order on repeat, like I do in preparation for recording, it's fun. The piano gets real grandiose right there at the end where he's doing his crazy like stuff. And I just think that it's fun.
This song is very like complex in a way. And I think it's like playing off the idea of like to be an opening act that sticks, you need to do everything.
Yeah.
You know, like everything needs to be perfect. It needs to be something grand and big that they will remember, because if you're not a rememberable opening act, you're not going to get like checked out after the concert.
Yeah.
If you're not rememberable, I'm not going to pull out my phone during your opening act and find
like
you on Spotify.
It.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with that.
I like the opening band sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's good.
When I saw Ariana Grande, Normani made me cry. I lost my voice during Normani's opening act, and I had to go through the entire rest of the tour. There
are lots of artists, especially now that everybody's doing like their, hey, we're back from COVID tours, even though we're not back from COVID.
Hot take. Correct take.
Hot take. Correct take. My second correct take of the night.
Your first.
But I feel like artists genuinely are making an effort to have like bigger names as their opening acts. So I don't know what that means for like bands or artists that are just getting started out.
Yeah.
That like need those opening act sort of deals.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Nobody likes the opening band except I do sometimes. LOL. That's the song. Sophia, what is the next honorable mention?
I have written down the song Lights Go Down. This song, I'll just read you what I have written in my notes because I think it sums it up pretty well. This song is really repetitive, but the instrumental is really good. So that's why I wanted to put it as an honorable mention. I do like the verses in this song. I think it's just the chorus because there's like not really a chorus. It's just the amount of times that I hear Until the Lights Go Down in this song. Like, I understand that it's the name of the song, but give me a little bit more, Dallin. I realize we're approaching the end of the album, but I just need a little bit more. There is a saxophone solo in this, and it is just as good as the last one that we saw. It's still a good song. It's just a little repetitive.
Yeah. I don't remember what this one sounds like.
That's okay.
I'm sorry about it.
I do. I really like the first verse in the song. What is our last honorable mention?
Well, I'll show you the door because that's the next song.
Are you taking my hand?
Oh, yeah, that's the song. My next honorable mention is Door. This song is short and sweet and to the point.
It's so cute.
It is. While Sophia was talking about Kiss Goodnight, I had an epiphany, a revelation. It cut Sophia's thought out and I had to say, keep going. But this idea of like being shown the door was talked about in the lyrics for Kiss Goodnight. And I just was like, that's interesting how it connects. Also, just track list wise, Door's like,
it's second to last.
2 songs after Kiss Goodnight and the second to last song. It is a pre-outro track interlude, which is interesting. Pretty late in the album for an interlude.
Yeah.
But it's very nice, short and sweet. I like how it sounds. The whole idea is like, if I fall out of line, let me know and I will literally stop. I'll stop everything.
Yeah.
I won't be here singing anymore. Like if I do something wrong or stupid, like goodbye.
Since the song is so short, can we just read the lyrics like poem style?
Sure.
Our good old boy Dallin in the song says, if I'm out of line, just show me the door. I promise you I won't come here no more. If you just tell me what you think about me, I can collect all my things from the floor. Promise the next time that you take my hand is to show me the door. And then he repeats it one last time at the end of the song. There's also a little like ukulele melody playing in the background of the song, and it's just so sweet. And I love that you realized this in Kiss Goodnight. I love the parallel between this song and Kiss Goodnight, just that like respectful person just being like, if you're uncomfortable, this doesn't have to happen. I don't know. It's like you said, short and sweet.
And as we've talked about this album, I'm kind of like connecting some themes and stuff. This is inevitable. It always happens. But Door is like the idea of like, I feel like there's characters in this album that are like the main focus of the songs.
Yeah.
And like Door and Kiss Goodnight are like the very like, I want to say innocent type character. They don't like do anything wrong. But then at the same time, there's songs with like these like evil characters. I'm very simplifying it because I'm just coming to this realization. So it doesn't sound great. But this is like the last time we see this sweet character. And then we go into RAZZMATAZZ, which like plays off that whole like Hollywood's evil thing. I just really like it. But it's too short, so I wouldn't play it a lot. So that's why it's an honorable mention.
That's why adding to that, when I was writing my notes for this episode in this recording session, I like looked at the track list in its entirety for like the first time since I started playing the album. And there was a song called Door. And I was like, what? What is that song? And then it started playing and I was like, oh, this is so short.
Yeah.
Because when you're in it and you're listening to it, it seems longer because you get like invested in the story.
So that is about all we have on like main points and topics on this album. We're going to wrap it up here. Sophia, what is your overall thoughts and opinions and hot takes on this album? If there are any hot takes.
I don't think I have any hot takes on this album. I do want to say, and I'm pretty sure that I mentioned this earlier in the episode, but I've been waiting for Jared and I to do an alt album. It is like alt rock and stuff like that just holds a very, very special place in my heart. And when we decided that we were doing this album, I just got so excited, even though like I didn't know anything about this album or what any of the songs sounded like. I just, you see the word alternative listed in this genre and I'm like, yep, I'm ready. My soul is ready. My heart is ready. This album gives me so many nostalgic feelings to when, I was never an emo kid, but I did listen to the music. Just like being young, which I get that I'm still young. Mom, if you're listening, I am aware that I'm still young. Just like being young and carefree, even though I'm a very careful person, just ignore that for a second. Being young and carefree and like screaming songs in like the car of my junior year of high school with my best friend and my boyfriend. And it's just like, it takes me back. And I'm obsessed with this album. I think it's so fun that the two members of this band are former members of like big punk bands. I think that's so fun. And they were able to do something really special with their partnership. Long story short, I guess I'll stop talking. I'm giving this album a 9 out of 10.
Ooh.
It makes me happy. It gives me serotonin. It is punky and very alt. And I just like didn't realize that I needed that.
I never talk about liking this type of genre of music.
Yeah.
But this genre holds such a like place in my heart. I just really enjoy listening to this type of music. I just don't talk about it too often. I really enjoyed this album. I'm sad that I didn't get enough time this week to listen to it. And I'm sorry if my comments have been bad because of that. But from what I digested from this album, I very much enjoyed it. This album and this band gives me a lot of like 1975, like Bleachers, coming of age soundtrack type artist vibe, which is great. I feel like every time I say that, there's a connotation like a negative connotation when I'm like, it's a coming of age film vibe. But coming of age films have great soundtracks.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. This album has a lot of interesting vocal layering. It's mixed beautifully. I really enjoyed listening to it front to back. There was not a track where I was unimmersed, just tracks that I just don't remember. I think RAZZMATAZZ does a lot of things right, with standout tracks for me personally being like Leave Me Alone and Sugarpills. And it's safe to say I've become a fan of them, and I'm excited to like fully immerse myself in this album a little bit more throughout the weeks. For now, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10, but I can see my rating go up in the future. Yeah.
Wonderful. Oh my gosh. What a good album. What a good band.
Yeah. So yeah, that was our overall thoughts and opinions on this album. But we're interested in hearing, what did you think about RAZZMATAZZ this week?
Yes, please let us know on any of our social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Sick Beats with JS.
Not SJ. We're going to take a quick second, but we'll be back with you shortly.
It is that time of the episode, the time where we update our Sick Beats charts.
Bum, bum, bum. Sick Beats charts. Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we should be musicians.
For those of you that don't know, Sick Beats charts are little 10-song playlists that Jared and I put together every week just to let you guys know what we're listening to. And during the podcast, we tell you about our top 3.
Yeah.
If you're interested in seeing the full charts, you can go onto our Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter the day after this episode airs. And we'll post the full thing for you at Sick Beats with JS.
Not SJ. And links to Spotify are on the link tree on our social media. So make sure you go there to find it.
We have Spotify to both of our individual charts and every Sick Beats chart ever.
That playlist is reaching almost 6 hours long. We have a lot of good songs for you.
Jared, what's your number 3 this week?
Okay, I will start with a disclaimer. My top 3 is all from the same artist. I'm pre-gaming a concert. I'm sorry. But my third favorite song this week is Snow Globe by Waterparks. This song was the second single for their newest album, Greatest Hits. It is very different to anything I've really heard from them before. This song starts off with like a little piano, and like it's really like playing all of the keys, and the song as a whole has like a lo-fi vibe to it. So this song is it's just really good. The pre-chorus specifically really gets me. Austin, the lead singer, sings 7 p.m. let it sink in. I've been living dark in the back of the deep end. Now it's 3 a.m. everybody goes home alone. Shake me up and watch me in my, and then it keeps going. But the whole idea is like he's kind of stuck in the snow globe. I've been dead since 2016. So good morning. Can you fix me? My tiny little world is in your hands. So shake it like a snow globe. Fuck my plans.
I love that.
That's so fun. Good. And this is some of Austin's best songwriting. He says it himself, like when talking about this song. And this song, when it first came out, I just kept replaying it. And it was just so different and so fresh because it's not something that they normally explore sonically. And I'm really excited to see it live. I hope they perform it live. They have to. It's a single. But if they don't, you'll find out next week when I'm crying on the floor.
I was about to say, you'll have to let us know next week.
Yeah, I just really like it. And it's a very strong single. And everything about this verse is great. Or this whole song is great. I don't know why I said verse. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's my number 3.
I feel like everybody's been dead since 2016.
Yeah.
Maybe, 2016 was our 2012. The world ended.
That feels like a really shitty John Green quote.
Nothing exists anymore.
Sophia, what's your number 3 song?
My number 3 song, she's made a comeback, you guys. My number 3 song this week is a song called Zombie by Orla Gartland from her debut album, Woman on the Internet.
I still need to listen to it.
It's so good.
I'm sleeping.
This song actually came out as a single before the album came out, and she's yelling. Spoiler alert, if you like, a pop punk alt vibe, that is my chart this week. So feel free to hop on Spotify and listen to it. The chorus of the song gets repeated a lot. She's like yelling, when all of your body's burning up, you live like a zombie, turn it off, push it down, and it comes back round again. This song is basically just about like a toxic man. Because there's lyrics where she's like, you're not a bad guy. You just do this all the time. She says, you go quiet and you fight it. You don't know how to feel. All of this rage in your hands passed on down from your old man. And now somehow it's my fault.
Ooh.
And then the pre-chorus goes like, who is this on the phone right now? You're like jacked up on all your testosterone and I hate it. And then
preach.
There's like a big drum roll and like a build into the chorus. And she just starts singing, when all of your body's burning up, you live like a zombie, turn it off. And like she's yelling. And there's a part at the end where she starts screaming, like she serves vocals in this song. Mm-hmm. She starts screaming just the phrase like push it down, and she holds a note for so long and it's so high in her register. And she posted a video on Instagram of her recording that in the studio. And I was like it took my breath away.
Exactly.
It's so good. I stan Orla Gartland. I don't care. You guys all need to listen to her. This song is so good.
My second favorite song this week is Violet by Waterparks. Now, this song is followed with an exclamation point. So you know it's got to be good.
They mean it.
Exactly. This song is about one of Austin's experiences with a stalker. Like a very intense fan. He's been playing with this song a lot on TikTok recently. Mm-hmm. He made a TikTok and he was like, when the people who are in charge of the soundtrack for You Season 3 reject your song because it's too specific. Because I think it's the second verse, he goes, you freak me out, so I stay in, alone on my couch watching Netflix again. It's like I'm watching you, but it's about me. And just to be clear, I mean the show, You're Joe. But this whole song is just like, it's about a stalker and like a creepy situation, but it's just like his vocals are very like nice to listen to. And it starts off with like, I want to say like maybe like a slightly distorted vocal, like an ooh vocal, and it's fun. The pre-chorus I really like. I like the whole song, spoiler, but the pre-chorus, he goes, you say, boy, I'm not a stalker, but I watch you when you're walking. You call all kinds of people who aren't me. You love me in such weird ways, like when you lead me back to your place. You do it without words, but don't you worry, because I heard everything.
Oh my God.
And that's like a whole quote. And then it just like gets in. The chorus is all just about like, I don't want to just read the whole song, but I'm kind of doing that. The chorus is like, you're looking through the peephole on the door of my apartment. My panic is at the ceiling, but I'm flat down on the carpet. Like I'm hiding. Like it's the lyricism on the song is fantastic. And yet for some reason, it's like a cheery song. I love when songs do that.
Yeah. Not to go back to 21 Pilots, but 21 Pilots does that a lot.
It's just very good. This is another song I'm really excited to hear them perform live. I hope they do. I just like it a lot. There's a lot of fun references in there. Some of his best songwriting again. This is one of my favorite singles. There were like 6 singles to this album, and this is one of my favorite ones next to Snow Globe.
I think the subject matter is really interesting.
It's very good.
Like it takes balls to like write a song about one specific stalker.
Yeah.
Because celebrities probably have to deal with that so often, and that's got to be like horrifying and scary. But yeah, I think it's super interesting to write a song about that.
Yeah.
My number 2 this week is Cluster Hug by I don't know how, but they found me. I won't talk too much about this song. It's just so good. It's an earworm. We talked about that. The chorus gets stuck in my head. I will sing it and not even realize that I'm singing it. It's just so good. And again, can we just talk about the ending of this song?
Yes.
I'm obsessed with it.
It's so good.
Not only because, you know, they decided to end the song without just singing the chorus again, but my boy Dallin gives vocals right here. Didn't mean to yell at you, but he's like really, really going up there, and it's so good. And I just am so interested to like hear any of these songs live. That's always like an interesting thing to think about with like punk bands, especially because it's always like lots of you're in the stratosphere, just like screaming things. And I just want to know what that sounds like live.
It's so much more fun. That's why I'm so excited to see Waterparks for the 3rd time. It's just like listening to this genre live is a totally different experience.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have much else to say about this song. It's super good. You should go listen to it. Please listen to this album and tell us what you think. It is our first like punky album. We need to know.
And we're going to do more because I like the sound a lot and you do too. So it's great. My number 1 song this week.
Oh my gosh. Drum roll. My water bottle.
My number 1 song this week is Turbulent by Amusement Parks.
Jared, you said it wrong. What is with you and saying band names wrong today?
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm just so quirky.
It's just so hard being random.
I know. My first favorite song this week is Turbulent by Water Parks. This was, I believe, the first single to their album Fandom. Welcome to me talking about Water Parks forever. Water Parks releases their albums in alphabetical order. So it started with I think it was Airplane Conversations and something I can remember. B, Please Don't Kill Me. C was Clusters. D, Double Dare. Entertainment, Fandom, and then Greatest Hits.
That's so many albums.
The first 3 were EPs.
Okay.
But yeah, Fandom was a great album, a great era. This song is all about a breakup. Mm-hmm. The lyricism is great. I'm not going to go too much anyway, but the whole core, it's just angry. It's a heavy track. It's got a very strong guitar, especially at the end. The pre-chorus, sorry, I'm about to be cursing a lot. The pre-chorus goes, so fuck yourself and fuck your feelings. I believe, but not in you and me. So F yourself and F your feelings again. The chorus goes on to say, I done fuck you if I could. Ooh, I don't love you like I should have. Months before I did and the months before I split. It's turbulent. Turbulent. Very good. Right?
Austin.
But the reason I love this band so much, it has a clean version. And the clean version goes, so frick yourself and frick your feelings. And then he goes, I done hug you if I could.
No, wait, but that's what they should perform. That's so funny.
I know. It's so funny.
Kids Bop could never.
Yeah. And this song with the heavy lyricism and the pre-chorus and the chorus has such quirky, fun little parts in the verses to contradict it and to bring a contrast to it. The second verse, he goes, you had your own awesome night, and then you just hear in the background hi. Just it's so funny. And you get into the chorus again, the bridge or the outro. I know I just am telling you the whole song.
No, that's
Listen
fine.
to the song. The outro, he goes, you had a taste of the life, but you grew complacent and my sanity laced itself up in the back of my mind. Or I'm sorry, I read it wrong. And my sanity laced itself up in the back of your mind. And that's where you left me to die.
My gosh.
And it gets silent there, right? And then the guitar just goes, Rah! And I've seen them live before. I've seen them perform this live.
Yeah.
He screams this part. The guitar hits. All these kids are moshing and crowd surfing. And you're like, what is going on? It's so fun. And then he goes, no, we're doing that again. And he just restarts the outro. And then does it again.
That's
and
so
it
fun.
Was insane. So seeing the song live, I already thought this was the best song on the album. Seeing the song live made it 10 times higher. Mm-hmm. And he's been using this song on TikTok a lot and dragging his fans, which is really funny. He's like, I can't believe I have to sing this song in front of a bunch of massive colossal virgins. And I was like, ow. But that's funny. It's just a very, very good song. It's very heavy. I like a lot when Water Park specifically gets really heavier in their instrumentation, and on their newer album Greatest Hits they get a little bit heavier sonically. That makes sense, right? When it gets it's very low, very loud, in your face, aggressive, heavy. I just really like it. It's very good. This song has been out for a few years now, I believe, and it's just
never gets old.
It stood the test of time. Mm-hmm. It is classic. It is timeless. It is one of their best songs. It has to be a number one.
Absolutely.
If not here, where else?
Well,
Sophia, what is your number one song of the week?
My number one song is a song that was on my chart last week, but it was pretty low. And it's from an album that we decided to skip over the release of. We did talk about it.
I still need to listen to it.
You should.
But what album are we talking about, Sophia?
Oh, well. My number one this week is The Kids Are All Dying from Phineas's debut album, Optimist. My boyfriend loves this song. And I think that might be why I gave it the time of day, because I heard him sing it all the time. And then I was like, okay, I need to listen to this thing for myself. And it's really, really good. It's just the subject matter of this song is really interesting. It's basically just why are you guys talking about all this other stuff when there are real things going on in the background? And there's a lot of just political commentary in the verses. But for example, in the chorus, he says, how can you sing about love when the kids are all dying? How can you sing about drugs? Politicians are lying. How can you sing about sex when the school is on lockdown? And then he says lockdown again. And then he says, now, baby, maybe we're next. Maybe we're next. It's just...
It makes you think.
It does make you think. And if you don't listen to the song, at least look at the lyrics. They're really, really interesting. There's a lot of commentary in them. And just like hot takes, kind of about like America and just the way that we're living life right now.
Yeah.
It makes you step back and like take a look at kind of the country that you live in, almost, in the society that you've allowed yourself to exist in.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. The instrumental is really good, especially in between phrases of the chorus. It gets really heavy in the guitar is like.
I was just going to ask, doesn't it get like guitar-y?
Yeah, it does. It's really good. I don't know if I have very many more words. He starts and he ends the song with the first verse, which I guess I can read. He says, bang, bang, knocking on your door or knocking on my door. Do you have $1? Would you like to fund a war? What's your carbon footprint? And could you be doing more? I tried saving the world, but then I got bored. And at the end, the music kind of fades out and he kind of holds the word bored to like end the song. And it's just really nice. Again, the lyrics in this song are like very serious and he's just trying so desperately to bring attention to all these things. Again, just the idea of why are we ignoring this?
Yeah.
Why are we ignoring this when it's going on? Why are we pretending that's something wrong?
Yeah, exactly. Just to bring some comedy into it.
Yeah.
I can see fake woke girls putting I tried to save the world, but then I got bored as their Instagram captions.
The bio?
Alrighty, well, that is all we have for Sick Beats Charts this week. I hope you enjoyed our top 3. Again, we have a full 10-song playlist for you available in the link in our bio on all of our social media, which is at Sick Beats with JS.
Not SJ.
But we are also curious, what songs are eating you this week? Spooky edition, it's Halloween.
Oh my gosh. What songs are biting in the neck like a vampire?
What songs are doing the monster mash towards you? Let us know on our social medias. We just told you. But until then, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Sick Beats with Jared and Sophia.
This one was really fun, you guys. We really enjoyed this album.
Yeah, this was a fun one to record. I always have a blast recording these episodes. I'm sure Sophia does the same.
Jared, that's so nice.
If you enjoyed this episode and want to continue discussing music with us, make sure you subscribe to the podcast on your preferred podcasting platform, as well as following us on our social media. We've plugged this 3 times already in this outro, so you know where we are.
Sick Beats with Jazz.
We will be announcing next week's album on Wednesday on our pages, so make sure to be on the lookout for that. But until then, thank you again for listening, and we'll talk to you next week for more Sick Beats. Sophia, I heard you finally joined the dark side.
Do you mean I got a Spotify?
Yeah, welcome to the good place.
No,
the actual
it's the bad place.
No, it's the good place.
It's the bad place.
This is the bad place.
I got bullied into getting a Spotify.
Hey, at least now you get better algorithmically made playlists.
I'm never gonna use it.
This podcast is hosted on a Spotify product.
Oh, no.
We're gonna get banned.
Abort.
I love Spotify.
Spotify, you are very green with lines.